this row, this column here, and the matrix will give you all the answers. So if you can get this diagonal where you have 1, 1, 1, and all the other terms are 0, you'll get to the answer. So when you get it going this floor where you have the ones in the diagonal and everything else is 0, that is called reduced row echelon form. Okay, again, without getting deep into matrix terminology, that's what it's called. So if you see it, that's what it's called, where you have a 1 in the diagonals, you have zeros everywhere else, because remember, this represents the x's, this represents the y's, and this represents the z's. And when you do that, that means your x value is equal to A, your y value is equal to B, and your z value is equal to C, and these will be the constants. Okay, so let's continue where we left off of on the one that we were working on. So I'm just going to grab this, and I just want to show you how you can keep going. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, because you can totally keep going and get to the right answer. So as you can see with the row echelon, the reduced row echelon form, we need this to be a 0, this to be 0, and that to be 0. So you're going to continue to do row operations until all these are zeros, and then you'll have your diagonal, and then whatever numbers end up here will be the solution. Okay, so let's keep going. So what we're going to do first, and I'm just going to walk you through it, we're going to take -3 times row 3, and we're going to add it to row 2 to get the new row 2. Why? Because if this is a -3, when we add the 2 together, this will become 0. Okay, so we're going to take -3 times row 3, and we're going to add it to row 2 to get our new row 2. So if I take -3, times row 3, here's what we got. -3 times row 3. So I'm looking at this row right here, okay? So I'm going to keep my cursor there. So -3 times 0, that's going to be 0. -3 times 0, -3 times 1, and -3 times 2, -6. We're going to write down what our row 2 is. 0, 1, 3, 0. We're going to add them together to get our new row 2. Yep. So that's going to be 0, 1, 0, -6. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. So our new matrix, 1, -2, 4, 0, 1, 0, and then 0, 0, 1. Let me grab my constants. This is 6, -6, and 2. Okay. So far, so good. So now, oh, and then why did I start here first? Because I'm looking at where the ones are. Because I don't want these to turn back into 1. So I have to be very careful what rows I pick. You want to make sure that these kind of stay. Now, the ones I'm doing are working out really good. When you get in your homework, you might find some where you have to keep interchanging rows. You do whatever you have to do to get it. If you have one that you want to see, reach out to me and I can work through it so we can see it. And you can see how you just have to kind of maneuver it around, but it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so then that's what we get there. Now, that's a 0. Now we want this to be a 0. Okay, so this looks good. This looks good. We have to make that a 0 and then make that a 0, and then we'll have our reduced row echelon form. So on this one, they said take -4 times row 3 and add it to row 1. Why? Because we don't want these to change, right? We don't want these to change. We just want that number to change. So that's what we focus on. So if I take -4 times this row, the zeros stay, which is great. This will become a -4. When I add the 4 with the -4, that will make that 0. Okay, so we're going to do, what is it, -4 times row 3, and we're going to add it to row 1 to get our new row 1. Okay, so -4 times this row. Okay, so -4 times 0 is going to be 0. -4 times 0 is going to be 0. -4 times 1 is going to be -4. And then -4 times 2 is going to be -8. So far, so good. I multiplied it by this row. I'm going to write down my row 1, which is 1, -2, 4, and 6. I'm going to add those together. And my new row 1 is going to be 1, -2, 0, which is what we wanted, and then -2. So far, so good. We almost done. We just got to do that last number. Oh, y'all see what I did? I copied. This should be 0. And then the constants are -2, -6, and 2. So now we just got to make that 0. Everything else looks good because there's zeros everywhere else. We have our diagonal. We just need that to be 0. And once we make that 0, whatever's left here will be our solution. So this one says take -2 times row 2 and add it to row 1 to get the new row 1. Why? Because we don't want this to change. So we need a row that has a 0. These both have a 0. And we don't want that to change. That needs to stay a 0. So we can't use this one, but this one works because then it won't change the numbers above it, okay? So we're taking 2 times row 2, and we're going to add it to row 1 to get our new row 1, okay? So 2 times row 2, this row here. Okay, so 2 times 0, 0, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 0, 0, and 2 times -6, -12. Write my row 1, which is 1, -2, 0, -2. We're going to add them together, and we get our new row 1. So that's 1, 0, 0, which is what we wanted, and then -14. Yep, cool beans. I'm like, yep, my PowerPoint better be right, huh? 0, 1, 0. And 0, 0, 1, which we knew this was the correct answer because we had already solved this matrix before we kept going further. But you see how this really works out. Okay, see how that works out? It really works out. So again, that's the system. That's the solution, to the system. And this is called the Gauss-Jordan method. Sorry, I didn't say that when we started doing it. When you go through these row operations and you get it into reduced echelon form, which is here, okay, where you have the diagonal and everything else is zeros, reduced row echelon form. This is called the Gauss-Jordan method.